Hello. My story, similar, started summer of my 30th birthday, right around my 30th birthday. All along growing up, late teens, early 20s, I kind of had there was a list called the 30 things to do before you turn 30. I had a bunch of things, lost track of it for a while, and right around my 30th birthday, I'm like, I'm gonna get this back out, start looking at the list and seeing some things to do, and start trying to cross some of them off. And on my 30th birthday, my plan was the Murtaugh list. A bunch of things. I'm too old for this stuff, but I'm going to do it one last time. And it's a Lethal Weapon reference, How I Met Your Mother reference, just stuff I'm too old to do. And so I'm doing all this stupid stuff I'm too old to do. And a lot of things, one of the things that I was on my 30 under 30 list that was run a half marathon. I'd been a runner forever and just kind of did it a lot recreationally. And so I signed up for it before my 30th birthday and ran it in November, a couple months after my 30th birthday. And it's Louisville, Kentucky, home of horses, bourbon, and college basketball. So, of course, the half marathon is called the Urban Bourbon Half Marathon. So I go out and run this half marathon, really proud of my time, hit right on my goal. Across the finish line, they pull a tag off your bib, and here's bourbon. Okay. After that, then they say, we'll pull another one off. Here's a beer. You're like, okay. And coincidentally, let's see, that was a Saturday. Thursday, I called in sick to work. Friday, I was sitting at work, and I kind of was tired and held my head up and covered one eye and realized, I can't see anything anymore. So, like we were talking about the triggers earlier, I don't know if running a half marathon, then drinking bourbon and beer, and then going home and lighting a fireplace was my trigger, or I don't know, I've been going to bars that were smoking in my early 20s and nothing happened, so I don't know if that's coincidental or what, but so I started losing my vision. It was that Friday. Monday was Veterans Day. I was off work. I work for the federal government, Department of Veteran Affairs, the VA. And so I was off work, and my sister-in-law's mother works for an ophthalmologist, and my brother's a doctor, and he said, oh, you can't see out of your eye? Yeah, you should probably go see someone as soon as possible. That's not good. So they were able to say, just show up 8 a.m. at the doctor's office, we'll fit you in. Luckily, having good connections. And I turned into, if anybody's familiar with the TV show House, everybody's been through it, you're that patient. Every doctor there's looking at you, poking you, and doctor comes, I don't know, I specialize in the retina. This isn't retina, but we'll figure it out. And like I said, the optic neuritis, all those good things. And walk in, and the doctor has the Will's eye manual out, and the doctors are all reading the eye manual, textbook that they probably don't pull out very often. Gives you a lot of hope there. And luckily, I went through 5 blood tests. He had listed 5, and he's like, things from cat scratch fever to Lyme disease to cat scratch fever was a real thing. I thought it was just a song, but and the 5th one he had on the list was LHON. We're like, what's that? He's like, you don't have it. I came across it not too long ago. You don't have it, but we're just gonna throwing it on there. We're going after everything. And the results start coming back, checking things off. No, you don't have Lyme disease. No, you don't have syphilis. No, you don't have cat scratch fever. Like, okay, well, the LHON test was the one that was the longest one to get back. They had to ship it away and get that phone call, I think it was Monday, about 3 o'clock at work, like, hey, can you come into the doctor's office tomorrow morning? Like, well, that's probably not a good thing. And it's like, well, maybe I don't have that last one, and maybe we're gonna just do a whole nother series of tests. And yeah, so I got the bad news that next morning. So that was within 1 month of symptoms. So I was caught very early. And so that was in December, and within 2 weeks, we had managed to find Dr. Sadoun in California and made out to see him. And that crossed off one thing on my 30 under 30 list. I got to go see the Pacific Ocean for the first time. And so I'd kind of kept it secret that I was going through anything. I told my supervisor at work, like, hey, I got some stuff going on. I'm going to need to be taking some sick days here and there. And she was polite about it, didn't ask any questions, said, do what you need to do. I got you covered. And so I eventually finally told her, he's like, I think I'm gonna have to tell some higher-ups what's going on, is that okay? And so word starts spreading a little bit, and I had, one of my doctors had sent me to the Kentucky Office for the Blind, and they were great, because they're like, well, okay, what do you want to do for a living? What kind of career do you want? I was like, I have one. Like, well, what do you need help with? I want to be able to keep my job. I'm like, we don't have training in that. We can help you find a job, but we really don't know how to get you to keep your job. So they created a whole new program to get me to keep my job, and basically it was, what do you need at work? I'm like, what do you have? You want a CCTV? Sure. Walked out with one that day. They just, which one do you want? Walk out with it. So I took that and put that on my desk at work, and everybody at work's like, what's that? Oh, I'm on a special microfiche project at work. And so finally, it was April when I was finally legally blind, like to the point of legally blind. And so that's when I kind of started, the word really got around the office, and the higher ups in the office, they gave me that speech of, well, we can't really treat you any differently than anybody else here. You're gonna have to keep working and maintain production. Well, that's not what I wanted to hear. So kind of trying to figure out, and well, never really took time off work, just kept going in one day at a time, tried to do the job a little bit better each day, and well, I'm still there now, going on almost 10 years, and they haven't heard anything really negative yet, so I guess I'm doing a good job. But so work actually is, I was already on a bus line. I already took a bus to work, so I kind of just keep riding the bus, and things kept going, and finally I started having trouble getting home from work. It's easy, one bus comes by to get me to work. On the way home, you're in a bus little depot, and 5 buses would pull up at one time, and you're just standing there thinking, man, I hope one of these is not mine. And so the opportunity arose to work from home. So I jumped on that, and every morning I wake up, walk downstairs, log on my computer, work from home, have programs on I like to use the Windows magnifier. My vision's decent enough where I can use the basic Windows magnifier. I have 2 monitors, so I put the magnifier on one. It's putting an image up of what is on the other screen of where my mouse is. And so the one problem with working from home, the social aspect of life, you really lose touch with, and you're not seeing people. It's great that you're not hearing the loud noise. You can control your environment. You can dimmers on the lights. You can control the noise, but you just lose social connections with people. Your text messages can only go so far, and instant messaging at work can only go so far as social interaction. So I'd played baseball in college, and that's been what I did, playing sports, and played through college, and just still had a competitive nature. And so I was trying to find something to do. I continued running from the half marathon. I just kept doing that, and those got a little harder each time. The vision gets a little worse. They get a little harder, and the long Saturday runs that the other panelists talked about, the long Saturday runs, everybody knows the rule, don't leave the blind guy. And so every now and then you start falling back far enough, you're like, all right, what direction am I headed? What street is this? All right, I can get home from here, go on and go. And I'm not training for Boston. I'm not trying to get in the Paralympics or anything, but I'm just trying to stay fit, stay healthy, and just be active. And adaptive sports has really become a program that can reach out and meet new people, have social interaction, and just do things. And some of the sports that I've come across, beep baseball was the one that really, I saw some videos of it. I was like, I played baseball. This can't be that hard. I got to go try this. And so luckily, Louisville, Kentucky has a Metro Parks program. I just thought it was where you go play beer league softball and flag football when you're an ex-athlete reaching adulthood. And it turns out they had an adaptive sports and leisure program that doesn't get as much credit as it should. And they recently started a beep baseball program. If anybody's familiar with it, you try to hit a softball. It's a softball-shaped thing that beeps. And it's really hard to get the pin back in this. There we go. But the pitcher's throwing you this, and you're trying to hit it blindfolded, and you're trying to run to a buzzing base, and it's just a crazy sport, insane. And being an ex-baseball player, I am really bad at it. But it's just something you get out there. We're not really playing games yet. We're just kind of doing clinics and just getting out there with other people and diving into it and trying. I'm almost kind of like a coach to it almost now, and trying to help other people. Just my 6 months of playing is much more advanced than a lot of people in the area have, and we only get a couple blind people out, but people don't realize, I think a lot of sighted people are scared to try these, and it's hard to get enough people out, and you're trying to, it's almost, a lot of the words people use is empathy for the blind, where you get them out there, put a blindfold on them, and say, come out and see what life is like with us. And we moved on to a new sport, goal ball. It's like a giant cat toy. And what you're doing is, it's like soccer goalies, 3 soccer goalies on a court, and you're rolling the ball back and forth at each other, and you blindfolded, lay down on the ground, and hope the ball hits you and doesn't get past you in a goal. You're put on a blindfold and just throwing this at each other, and you're just going based on the sound of the bells. And these 2 sports have just really helped me with outreach, social activities, and it's really just something to dive into and just keep me active and keep me fit. And it's just been a great program that I'm glad that the Metro Parks of Louisville has brought to me. And actually, not this week, but the next week I'm going to my first goal ball tournament in Nashville, Tennessee. Don't have a team, going as a pool player. My cousin, she's been helping me out. She's a carrier, but no symptoms yet, and she's been coming to goal ball with me and just trying it, and she's really jumped into it and taken a lot of interest in it. And I think it's helping some of my cousins seeing me go through it. I'm the first one that's been affected, just seeing me go through it. Maybe this isn't so bad if I do end up being symptomatic. This isn't so bad, and they've experienced some activities that for the vision impaired. And she's going to drive me down there, and I'm just a pool player. Put me on a team, go play, and I hope it turns out great. But so yes, to say it's best advice I can give is just keep going every day. Try to do a little better at what you're doing, and just find something you like, and just find a passion and just really stick to it and just dive into it and just keep going at what you're doing. Find something you like, and don't let anything get you down. Just things for everyone that's talked. Everything's worked out for everybody so far, and there's not really a bad story out here.